Jaden Reed's social media. He's going to start practicing. Is that true?
He's not practicing today, so.
Is there any timeline for him to get back?
I don't know. I'm not. As soon as medical clears him, then he'll be out there. I know he's excited to get back. As am I.
What is the challenge with that defense this week? You know, they had like Greener and Van Ginkel had all the sacks last year. They don't this year. They had a bunch of interceptions. They don't this year. But what do you see from that group?
Yeah, I think they've had a lot of opportunity. First of all, they hunt the ball as anybody, as well as anybody in the National Football League. They've had a lot of forced fumbles. Unfortunately for them, they haven't recovered a lot of those. And I think that's the biggest difference as I look from last year to this year. Is last year they generated a ton of takeaways, but it's not because they're not capable. I would say it's similar to how our defense has gone in regards to just haven't been getting them. But they do a great job hunting them. They put you in a lot of bad situations in terms of just the different looks that they throw at you. They're going to bring a ton of pressure, and you better be able to identify and then go execute those blocks because they can force you into some really bad decisions and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I think Brian does a hell of a job, as good as anybody. It just, when you game plan for them, I mean, it takes a lot longer than your typical game plan just because of all the different looks that he presents. It is a real challenge.
Matt, along those lines, your corners don't have any picks this season, but you've mentioned multiple times how they compete really well, they cover well, your advanced passing stats are all very good. Is that enough to win at the level that you want to, or ultimately do you need those picks too?
I think ultimately, when it's all said and done, I think we got to generate some of those takeaways. And unfortunately, you look at just a week ago, we had multiple opportunities and we just didn't finish the play. So I would say that the emphasis is on finishing the play. I think that would definitely give us a big boost and just more opportunities as a team to go score.
What do you see in McCarthy?
I see a guy he's got all the arm talent in the world. I just see a young quarterback. He's extremely athletic. They do a great job with him. I think Kevin is as good as anybody at putting his quarterbacks in position to be successful. He's obviously got some weapons around him when you're talking about guys like Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson. Naylor does a great job. Both their backs do a heck of a job. You guys know how I feel about Aaron Jones, but Jordan Mason as well. So he's got plenty of talent around him. I just think he's a young developing quarterback, and I think it's a matter of time for him. I just hope the time's not this week.
What went into Rashawn only playing 39 snaps the other day?
Yeah, it was just, I would say, a byproduct of the game. He's never been a huge snap count guy if you look at the course of his career. But yeah, just every game could unfold a little bit differently. And I think JJ, he's been doing a heck of a job. So I'd say that's more of just credit to how JJ's gone in there and done his job.
It's allowed Emmanuel Wilson to go from an undrafted guy at a D2 into someone who can come in and make it look like you're not losing too much when Josh isn't in there.
Yeah, I just think that, first of all, I think Ben does a great job with those guys, but it speaks to his development. I can tell you, his rookie year, it was nonstop. I was always in his ear, kind of getting on him pretty good, but it's a credit to him in regards to being able to take the coaching and just show up, I would say, with a sense of urgency every day. There was a lot to learn coming from where he came from to where he is now, but I think he's embraced that. He's embraced the challenge, and then he's maximized his opportunities.
You mentioned Savion's toughness after the game Sunday. I'm not sure coming out that a lot of people expected him to have that kind of ball skills down the field, play a lot of running back, obviously. Has his ball skills surprised you in any way since he arrived?
I wouldn't say that. I think we were pretty comfortable with his ball skills on tape. I know, a lot gets placed on drops, as it should, especially when you're playing receiver or any pass catcher position. but I didn't look at thought they were more like just finishing and focus and concentration. So it wasn't like he's got bad hands. I thought he possesses natural hands, and I think that's one of the first things that you look for, in a guy in that position is, does he naturally catch and pluck the football? And that's not an issue for him. I think it's just about the finish and getting more repetition with that.
When an opponent wants to slow the game down and limit the number of possessions, how do you break away from that if you want to try to speed things up?
I mean, that's a team thing, right? I mean, that's kind of how it's gone a little bit in regards to you got to find a way to get off the grass defensively, and I think, just some of the situations that we were in, you're defending 4 downs, especially in today's football. I think just with, the kickoff rule where teams are starting with field position, you get 1 first down, and a lot of teams are treating it as 4 downs. So you've got to be, that makes every down so critical, and we got to do a great job and try to find a way to get off the grass on those money downs.
You had mentioned flurries a minute ago. How's Sean Ryan? It's obviously a pretty small sample size, but how's Sean done as far as the calls and all that and adjusting?
Yeah, I think Sean's done a great job. I thought there were a couple things, obviously, that I think that we're going to continue to improve and work through in regards to just making sure that we have clean operation from center to the quarterback. But I was really impressed, number one, with his poise out there, and I thought he did a great job. So I'm happy with him, and I think it's only going to get better the more he does it.
You mentioned the Vikings defense. How incumbent is it on your offensive line to really communicate well this week and be on the team?
Well, I would say it's important every week, but especially this week they do a heck of a job of just, I would say it's kind of the illusion of complexity where they put a lot of different bodies in different positions, but it's all kind of the same to them. And they create a lot of havoc doing that. So I've got a lot of respect for how that defense is kind of organically evolved over the last couple of years. And you can tell they've got, not only do they have great players, but they've got very intelligent players, I think, in my estimation, just to see how they're able to, get to some of the stuff that they can get to, whether it's out of a huddle or no huddle. It really doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, what do you think of the strength of this division so far this year? Like as a whole, everybody's kind of bunched up?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could speak to the strength of the league in terms of the competitiveness. It's like every week, somebody that is perceived shouldn't win ends up winning the game. So I think it's a great lesson for all of us involved in this thing is like you can't rest for 1 second. I mean, you got to attack, and it's not just every game, it's every single moment when you're on the field. Every play is so critical because the margins are, in my opinion, as slim as I can ever remember it.
With drops, those are part of the game. They're going to happen for everybody, obviously. I'm curious, how do you approach those in terms of, does it ever reach a threshold where there needs to be an accountability there, or do you just have to kind of chalk those up?
Yeah, 100%. I think absolutely. That's part of your job responsibility. And if my biggest concern, because there's nothing that chaps my ass more when somebody yells at a player, catch the ball. Like, no, give them a coaching point. It's one thing if a whether it's receiver, tight end, back, whoever it is, DB for that matter, if you're using poor technique when catching a ball in regards to you're not being aggressive with your hands, you're letting it cross your eyes, you're letting it get into your body. It's another thing when you're aggressively attacking the ball. When I see guys that are kind of passive and allow it to get in their body, then you go coach them up, and they've got to show that improvement. And I think if you'll never hear me say anything to a player out on the practice field as long as they're using that aggressive mindset and going to attack the football. It's when they allow it to get into their body, even when they catch it, we will, as a staff, remind the guys, hey, go attack that ball, use aggressive hands. And I think it's a mindset, a mentality, but in order to see that on Sundays, you better see it throughout the course of the week. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
What were the coaching points out of the game? Obviously, it was windy, so that might have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, and it was windy, but it's still like, I never want to say that because it's an excuse. So bottom line is you got to try to focus through the catch, and unfortunately we had far too many drops. That's just the way it was. And trust me, we'll be working hard at it not to allow that to happen again.
Will any of your IR guys get back out there today?
I wouldn't anticipate, no.
Do you have a plan for Josh Jacobs yet?
We have a plan, yes.
Can you share with us?
Well, he will not practice today, so the plan is to try to get him healthy enough to go, and it's just going to be a day-by-day thing. He is truly day-to-day, and we'll see how he progresses as the week unfolds.
It's good.
All right, guys, have a good one.